Crap, I'm on fire again.
Hey, what's up everybody? Scotty here. Welcome back to another episode on Paladins. Just want to bring you some latest news on some information that was recently discovered during the release of OB43 in the PTS server. Keep in mind, none of this information is final and is subject to change upon its official release. First up on the information revealed is two champions. The first one is Lawman. He's going to be wielding two pistols, and interesting enough, in his kit, if he gets a kill streak, he can actually reveal enemies within a certain radius of the map. He can also mark objective and auto aim on that if possible. Think of this as that crazy weapon in the movie Fifth Element. You mark the original bullet, and after that you can pretty much shoot anywhere, but the bullets will trace back to it. The other champion doesn't really have a name yet, but it's going to be a tank based on putting out more deployables. It's going to be more deployables than what Barrett currently has. Some of these deployables is a field that can emit damage and also slow the enemies. Another deployable is a small wall that grows from the ground, and it's going to kind of stop enemies from moving in its path. The shield type ability is going to last for a few seconds, and any damage that you take is going to be redirected to the deployables that are out there. Another cool ability is it's like a spear that's going to be thrown, and it will pierce through any shield, and it will also stun that target. 1, 2, 3. Now, one of the most important things that we've all been looking for is Season 1 talent cards and how they are going to affect each champion. I'll just go into a few examples. One of which is you can get a card which increases Barrack's turret to have much more health. Another option would be to leave a trail behind your rocket boots, and this kind of slows the target if anybody's following you. One for Bomb King would be you could increase your Poppy Bomb by up to 80%, so that's very, very big knockback. Another one which is I think is long overdue, is Grumpy Bomb would destroy all shields. For you Androxus fans, you might be interested in increased damage to headshots, or if you're able to land any shots with Defiance, it would deal 5% of target's maximum health for every shot landed. Drogo's was somewhat hinted in the latest Q&A. For example, Salvo could fire instantly. For you Buck fans, Recovery would heal for 400 instantly. Cassie will have quite a few options. One of these options would be to increase the damage of Blast Shot by 300, or another one would be to gain a 30% damage equal to a target's maximum health after using Disengage, or gain 30% bonus damage to your next shot after using Dodge Roll. For you Fernando tanks, some cool options here. When you're using your shield, you could actually have an infinity duration just as long as you choose that card. Another option would be, if you want to go more of a DPS build, your Fireball is going to deal more damage, up to 30%, and this damage could increase as you're hitting more targets. There's also another option, so plenty of options for Fernando, is you can regenerate 30% of your maximum health if you fall below a certain threshold, which is 15%. Options for Eevee could be to increase the healing during Ice Block up to 600 per second. Another option would be to reduce the cooldown of Sora by up to 5 seconds. Now, this is probably my most favorite in the entire game, and that is Grok. Grok would have something called Wraith, and it's kind of like an extra life, but you won't have full health when you come back. So, for example, if you die with Grok, you would come back and heal for 15%. For Grover, Ray and Days actually hinted about this before in his previous streams, and for a crippling throw, instead of it applying a slow, it would now apply a root, so the target would not be able to move for a few seconds or the duration of time. Ironically enough, Meve was actually found in this information. One of her options would be to reduce the cooldown on Pounce whenever you get an elimination. I'm not sure if that's if the player secures an elimination or if it's the actual team. Another cool one would be to increase the attack speed and this could stack whenever you land a hit, stacking up to 5 times. For you Pip fans, if you like to use weightlessness, well, you can actually use double jump. So ever since Maeve came into play, she had her double jump. Well, guess what? If you want this option for Pip, you can do it too. Another option would be to leave like a small explosion in an area with your explosive flask that just does minor damage over a period of time. Bako's got some nice options too, one of which is on your next shot after landing a dredge anchor, you could do 80% bonus damage. Another one would be to, instead of deploying your shield and you can't do anything, your shield would just remain in the area that you cast it and you could still move around. Shaolin's got quite a few options, one of which is to increase the stealth duration after using withdraw. Another one would be to draw your bow faster so you could shoot faster. That'd be pretty cool. Or increase the knockback of Impaler Arrow. So if you're planning to do those combos where you do the knockback and stun them into a wall, that might be an option for you as well. For Ruckus, let's not forget about Ruckus. Whenever you use your repulsor field, it would be twice as powerful when you're near the objective. As we mentioned, Maeve, who is also new, Torvald is actually on there too. His options would be to increase Runic Blast by 1 second, so you could extend the duration of the disarm and the silence, which is quite annoying to deal with as it is. Some options for Skye would be to increase your damage on your first shot when you're coming out of hidden. Another one would be to deal more damage after using poison bolts on a target. Victor, being one of the most versatile champions in the entire game, he's going to have some versatile options as well. So for example, you could do more damage when just doing your regular attack, not zooming in with your scope, or you could do more damage while you're scoped in. Another option for him would be to regenerate more health during hustle. Ying has some nice options as well, one of which would be Illusion's Heal for more. Another would be whenever you activate Shatter, and if there's any of your allies near the Shatter, they would heal, as well as the Shatter would deal damage to the opposing team. Another option would be you deal even more damage if you land all 5 shots on the single target. And lastly, from what we could find, is Tyra. On her Hunter's Mark, this would not only benefit her, but if you go with this option, it could benefit the entire team. So this is all the information we could get for now. Keep you updated with the latest news and information that's found. Just keep in mind that this information is not final and still in development, so more details to come as the official information is released.